Hello, everybody, and welcome to Just for Men Africa. And my name is Olalekan Amusa, the founder of Just for Men Africa. And today, we're on a Zoom interview all the way from the UK. We have with us Bolaji Olatoye, who is a sales automation specialist with over 18 years experience working with top investment banking, multinational organizations, and he also has specialties in implementation of systems. He'll be talking to us about all that, his plans for the future, and why he decided to go into social media. You should go to his Instagram page, it's really lovely. Anyway, stick around and we'll be right back. Okay, everybody, yeah, welcome back to Just for Men Africa. We have with us Bolaji. Bolaji, yeah, welcome to Just for Men Africa.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. I really appreciate the invite.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure's all ours, all ours. All right, Bolaji. First of all, can you explain to us what is a sales automation specialist?
Yes. Okay. So that's kind of what I put in my profile. It's kind of what I do. So sales automation, um, essentially there's many organizations or all businesses, they need, leads in order to convert to sales. So there are certain processes that must be happening in any business in order to make sales regularly on repeat. So what I do is I build systems. I help organizations to build systems that can automate that process. So whether it starts off from generating leads, capturing leads, people who might be interested in your service, going through the process of contacting them, follow-up messages, what we call nurturing, and taking that customer or that prospect through a journey that warms them up so that at the end of the day they are able to purchase. But for many companies, in order to meet your, I guess, sales targets and really stay afloat, you need to be able to do that at some sort of scale. And I work with a lot of companies that maybe are smaller, small, medium enterprises, or companies that just want to scale higher. So it really bodes well for you to have a system that can, help you to kind of progress in that area.
Okay, that's great to hear. Okay, so when you say you help companies build those automation systems, do you actually code the
Yeah.
softwares into building into exactly what they want, or you recommend softwares for them?
So I actually have my own software that I use with my clients. My software is called Sabre, which stands for Sales Automation Business Engine Room. It's an acronym. And what I do is I look at each company that I work with and we kind of look at, okay, what do you currently have in place? What processes do you have in place? And then we will, encode the automations based on what the company has, So yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's really great to hear. So, how did it come about your software? Did you code it yourself, or you got a third developer to develop something for you?
Yeah. So I to answer this question, it'd probably be good to me to explain my background. I come from a corporate, I've worked corporately for quite a while, like over 18 to 20 years. I know I look young, but we
Amen. Thank God for that.
Yeah, exactly. We have good genes, right? But so I work corporately in technology, so for large corporations. So I've been around kind of like enterprise software solutions, and all of the projects that I managed were within the area of digital transformation. So now when I moved into, I kind of started a digital agency, and I was looking at, okay, what are the processes that many of the companies that I am helping and supporting, what are the processes that they need automated? And I looked at software tools. So I kind of, I didn't build it from scratch. I have an engine. So you can use like what they call open source systems that you can build on top of and, get utility from. So that's how we kind of put together Sabre. I have a business partner that we work together with to put it together.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Okay, so how long have you been in business for? And can you tell us what are some of the challenges of running a business, um, being in the UK?
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say I'm a serial entrepreneur and I've, been involved in quite a number of businesses. This particular one, it's been around 2 years, around 2 years that I've been doing, this business and it's going well. The challenges I have faced in business, I think they're kind of synonymous with the challenges that we're helping our customers to solve. So with any business, cash flow is king. If you're not making if your company is not turning over revenue, then at some point you're going to run out of steam and a company will fail if not for cash. So to get around that, we've really kind of looked at how can we be making money as a company um aside from just kind of referrals and friends, because when you first start out, you can get business from people who know you and contacts and things like that. But then to really achieve predictability and scale, then you need to have a marketing strategy that is constantly reaching out and closing people who actually you don't know, people who don't know you. So what's your system and process of solving that problem? And that's essentially niching down, having a strong message, and having a way to resonate and to, engage in conversations with your prospects and have a way to close them. So we've been working at solving that problem and really tweaking the effectiveness of how we solve that problem for ourselves and all of our clients too.
Okay, all right. So can you give us one or two tricks you have used to close clients over the years?
Well, so one of the things that we have found that works very well is many business owners and entrepreneurs, they want to sell their main thing too quickly. So if I use the analogy of, I'm a meat eater. So let me just use an
Okay.
analogy of like food. So the cow, right? But you don't go straight to a new customer and say, okay, but buy this whole steak. No, what you do is, you sell the sizzle first. You sell the sizzle. Sizzle basically means, like, okay, how can I get them interested to the point where it's like, okay, once they're interested, then I can proceed to, sell more. And to put that into more like practical and realistic terms, I kind of put together a 3-part framework that I use to actually sell anything, and I use my systems to implement it. And it's kind of I've coined it in what I call 3 offers. So my first offer is always going to be something which grabs the attention of the person that I would like to eventually work with. And that might be content strategy. It might be something which once I've dialed in my messaging, because I know, what my target customer is interested in, what their desire is, and what their pain is, I can offer them like a solution that will take them one step closer to their um to their paradise. That's my offer one, and that's typically like a content or an advert. But then the offer number 2 is, okay, I'm gonna give them that thing that I promised. So that thing that I promised, it might be, a guide, it might be a discount, it might be a free consultation, something which is the sizzle, but not the steak, right? And then the last offer, offer number 3, this is after it's almost like you've crossed the first 2 barriers, and now we're in a position of relationship and trust. So at that point, I know you better, you know me better. I will then proceed to offer you more value. I'm not even technically selling. I'm just basically, because I've built up such a relationship with you, I know really what your pain point is, and I know exactly how what I have solves your problem. So I will be like, okay, here's the problem that you have. I've actually got like the best way to solve this problem, and here is how. So here is my offer number three. And that's kind of how we close. And if you imagine we do that at scale, so there'll be people that maybe don't make it to the end, but for the ones that do, these are very much predictable ways of selling.
Okay. And that's how it works for you over the years. I mean, since you started your own company.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Okay, I've watched your Instagram page for a while. I noticed that you focus a lot on businesses, giving out advice, tips, and all that. Could you tell us over the years, I mean, since you have started your business, what are some of the, let's say, top three mistakes you have seen business owners make?
I would say at the top of the list, um, lack of focus. So, when you are, starting out in business, it's like your goal should be to achieve a milestone, get to a milestone where your company is at a level where it can run, where it it can kind of sustain itself to a degree. Because before you get to that level, you don't have that, longevity in you. But then what I see a lot of entrepreneurs, especially like new entrepreneurs, I see a lot of entrepreneurs making the mistake of trying to do everything. So on so many levels, everything meaning I want to serve everybody. The biggest mistake actually after like that contributes to lack of focus is I want to serve everybody. I have this amazing service and I want to serve everybody, and I don't want to, I haven't yet understood the value of singling out one specific niche. That is a big challenge. And then the other thing is I have to serve everybody and I have to do everything. These are two mistakes that people make, and not understanding the power and necessity of outsourcing. So understanding your process, understanding, what are the things that need to happen in your company in order for your company to function, and actually put things, people, or systems in place. I think that's my number two. So number three, I would say is a lack of staying power. So staying power basically means even if I hit a stumbling block, or even if I hit something which looks like it has failed or I have achieved a bad outcome, I'm going to continue to stick it out until I achieve my milestone. And it's very easy in business, and I think just in life in general, to get to a stumbling block, and then what will happen is you will be thinking, oh, I should have listened to that person that said it's never going to work, or I knew it wasn't going to work, or that kind of like negative thought pattern. Whereas what you may have just needed to do is be willing to fail along the way for long enough, like be willing to be bad at it for long enough, because it's just like any skill or any new endeavor that you embark upon, you're going to be very bad initially. So be willing to stay long enough to get good at it, and then you achieve your results. Like expecting results too quickly can be one of the downfalls of many businesses. Yeah.
Okay, I'd really like to talk on something that you mentioned about knowing how to outsource, stuff, and people doing everything themselves. But most business owners will say, "I'm not making enough money yet to start outsourcing out. So I'm in a position where I have to do everything myself because I'm not making that much revenue in yet to hire somebody to do that stuff for me."
Yeah. So, and again, that's why you're absolutely correct. Many new businesses, you may not have the resources, and then you will fall into this vicious cycle of thinking, I have to do everything myself. But what happens is you end up doing everything, but then you now you're kind of like treading water to the point where you're on a treadmill, but you're actually not moving forward. What you're doing is kind of like just sustaining. So over an extended period of time, you're going to find that I actually haven't progressed. I've just tired myself out, and that leads to burnout. So I would always recommend for, entrepreneurs, have a sense of like milestone planning and do what you need to do to get to the next milestone as quickly as possible. So I really encourage people to utilize momentum and speed. There's a saying that I think holds very true. Success loves speed. So in my strategy, I need to prioritize what is the most efficient way to bring revenue into my company so that I can at least, pay for the resources to run the operation, and then I can build, right? And I think it's having that foresight, of like what are the things that kind of like need to be done. Yeah, yeah. You like avoid burnout if you can. This is one way that I would recommend.
I love what you said, success loves speed. But on the other hand, too, would you agree or disagree that sometimes if you move too fast, you crash too early?
Absolutely. I mean, so it's a balance, right? Like, um, I think there's when I say, because I've had this particular discussion with a few people, and I fully subscribe to the notion of moving quickly, but also not rushing. I think there's a difference between moving fast and not rushing. Moving fast to me is the same kind of mentality around like working smart and not hard. I would I would say that many people who are overworking themselves, it could be the case that they haven't been made aware of other ways of doing things. This is why I strongly uh recommend that people plug themselves in to communities. Plug yourself into a mastermind community, plug yourself into leadership community, get a coach, get somebody who is you in the area that you're trying to progress in, because you will always find another way, and you will always find a better way. There's that whole notion of everybody in every endeavor, there's going to be that the known knowns. There's also going to be the things that that you don't know, the known unknowns. But then where the magic happens is in that portion of the unknown unknowns. And you'll find that in the unknown unknowns is really the nuggets. It's the gems. These are the things that, oh, I never knew that I could approach something in this way, right? And the only way that I'm gonna be aware of those unknown unknowns is either to you know, find it myself and hit a wall and burn out because I didn't realize, or plug myself in to a community of people who are, working towards the same thing, or a mastermind community or mentorship or coaching, basically somebody who's ahead of you than you are now.
That's really great to hear. That's really great to hear. I'm loving this interview, but we're running out of time, so we have to bring it a short, sort of. All right. All right, Bolaji.
No
All right,
worries.
Bolaji. All right, Bolaji. Okay, Bolaji. So as we bring the interview to a close, I know there's so much we have to talk about. We probably have to find time again and have a really proper long interview, but we're running out of time. We only have about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, sure.
What would your advice be to business owners out there who don't see system implementations as a priority right now?
Um, I would I would say, for a long time, right? The technology revolution has been coming for a long time. So right now, it's been here. It's not even here. It has been here. There's things with systemization, AI, automation, all of that. Like, I think we're at a point now in just the world and in business where you can't overlook it. It's too much out there for you to be oblivious to it. So I would say, for the companies who don't embrace technology, you are at risk. You are really at risk, right? But I always like to look at the positive side of the coin. Technology and systems and automation provides you with a unique opportunity that we have never had before. I would say, now the barrier to success in any business has been lowered. You have access to technology and systems and automation is like, cheaper than it has ever been before. So my thing would be, in fact, there's really no excuse to not make success of your business because there are systems in place. But now it's over to every business owner to seek it out, because it's there and it's available and it can really, really catapult and help your business.
I like that it is there and it's available and it's allowed to you to catapult your business. All right, Bolaji. For viewers who are watching, who love the interview and would love to get in touch with you, and could you please give out your contact details?
Yeah, absolutely. The best way is my Instagram page. So if you just go to at Bolaji Olatoye, that's BOLAJIOLATOYE at Bolaji Olatoye. That's the best way to reach me. You can hit me up on the DMs. I would love to, see if I can help you with any of your systems challenges in business.
All right. Thanks a lot, Bolaji. We wish you all the best. Thank you for coming on the show with us. And we look forward to interviewing again in the future.
Thank you. I'd love to. And it's been my pleasure. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. And to our viewers, do not forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend who knows a friend about Just for Men Africa. Until the next show, from Bolaji and I, it will be bye.
Bye.